Welcome to your magic moon message. This is the peace dealer. The moon is in Taurus and the sun is in Capricorn. And this, as we prepare to harvest the godly power we activated in Capricorn, is now integrating the unconventional manifestation of said godly power. And I'm very excited because, as the title does suggest, you are effectively going to come into a practical and tangible, grounded, physiological, tactile understanding, natural understanding of how to manifest God power you activated a week and a half ago. It's even cooler because the moon, as I will show you, will transit over Uranus in Taurus and now revisit the extra dimensional quality and nature of phenomena outside the physical that you will now ground physically through your physical senses. The Uranus and Taurus transit, while it also brought the resurgence of and popularity of cryptocurrency, as Uranus is innovation and Taurus is natural value, materials, security, right? We have the innovation of security, and that came through as cryptocurrencies, right? But Uranus in Taurus is also now an unconventional manifestation of supernatural senses in a zodiac sign of physical senses. All right. Uranus isn't really just so much supernatural senses, but in Taurus of physical senses, it now takes the causal nature of what Uranus represents, the higher realm of your mind, and it applies it physically. This is going to prepare for August when Uranus will go into Gemini and now apply this innovation of our body's senses into our brain's function and enlightenment. Technology that will come out to aid in our conscious development that will have us thinking and processing quicker than we ever thought possible. That being said, with every 28 days that the moon does revisit Uranus, we come into a much more grounded and unnatural, or rather natural, manifestation and readjustment of how our senses become more like clairsenses. This of course starts off as seeing sharper, hearing sharper, feeling, touching sharper, but now with that Uranus element that's connecting with Neptune, this is going to strengthen how, based on the physical senses, we can see beyond, clairvoyance, hear beyond, clairaudience, feel beyond, clairsentience, right? Know beyond, claircognizance. And we've had a transit like this every year. This isn't the first quality of this transit we've pretty much had. It's just every time we've had this transit before, since Uranus has been in Taurus through 2018, Pluto was still in Capricorn. Okay, so we were still also simultaneously activating this awakening cycle with the body. Now Pluto is in Aquarius. So every moon in Taurus for the next 20 years is going to kick off with an integration, a 90-degree angle of the moon in Taurus to Pluto in Aquarius. Meaning that every 28 days when we come into a more supernatural awakening of our brains and understanding how much more extreme this process is facilitating greater progress, we ground the foundation of how naturally we sense this awakening of mind through our body. All right. And then, of course, we go to Leo, Scorpio, come back to Aquarius. Before, for reference, this was happening in Capricorn to Aries in the Cardinals. Now we've converted power to energy and we're awakening that. So it's actually very exciting. The natural groundedness and understanding is quite literally like awakening more voltage and electric energy through Aquarius. And now every moon in Taurus, we take that excess voltage and put it through a grounding cord. a grounding portal so that, you know, we don't short circuit our minds and our bodies gain a greater understanding of strength relative to what more we can understand and also facilitate relative to this. So before I show you the chart, that's really just what I wanted to kind of make sure I explain. Because now Pluto is in Aquarius, there's more of a supernatural quality that can be perceived. And I think you're going to be excited to come into a highly practical manifestation of universal power. All right. It's not just like manifesting superpowers. This is coming into an individual understanding of how your body connects with the universe around you and how you can draw from it and quite literally manifest with it. All right. Now, in context, you activated godly power. As we can see, the moon is 12 degrees in Taurus, and the sun is 18 degrees in Capricorn. So we, of course, coming into a week and a half ago, did invariably, I just like saying the word invariably, did experience this new moon in Capricorn at the end of December, 8 degrees. This was the 0 degree conjunction. This was the yearly activation of universal power. And you can also see this as the universal component of your own individual character, your collective representative self, your higher self, right? The cardinal nature of this higher self. So, of course, we had the moon in Aquarius, which began to manifest this, coming into the Taurus signature. And then, of course, a week from then, boom, baby, now we're in Taurus. And whereas we activated this and through Aries began to integrate it 90 degrees, as we move forward here, let me show you the exact hour. That's 6 hours from now. And if we go 3 hours from now, another 3 hours. So I should have done another 6. Boom, 19 degrees. That 19 degree moon and sun trine is a 120 degree angle that once it goes into Gemini and now hits that next cycle will be a 150 degree Virgo signature angle. So this is a Leo signature angle. In fact, once we get into this 19 degree trine, that's where the cycle begins. That's where we start to activate this full expression. We're understanding the natural quality that fully expresses this conscious universal awareness. We are manifesting God power. That's it. Physiologically. And the cool thing about this is with the sextile to Saturn, this is the organization and integrity of metaphysical beliefs, right? Or metaphysical mechanics, which are unseen, which are beyond the physical, that will organize your imagination so you know exactly what to imagine to facilitate this manifestation of power that exists just beyond your physical ability to perceive. All right. This is where if you want to get sci-fi and fantasy with it, it will kind of feel like that. And this is representative of decades worth of awakening and developing auto-nervous, unconscious, and subconscious mechanics in your body that have been awakening, which occur at lengths of time that are quicker for you to perceive, like picoseconds, milliseconds, you know what I mean? And it's during these periods that these are continuing to bridge out more consciously beyond just our physical, now at a mental level. And that's just something to keep in mind as we will see moving forward, not only Mercury join the Capricorn party and now construct more organization around the higher vision we have been inspired to evolve and what direction we're now organizing these thoughts. But now with the moon that is on Uranus, right, will not only reactivate this 28-day cycle of unconventional natural awakening, but in sextiling Neptune, ground the practical understanding of how much more physically we can make sense of our imagination, the intangible metaphysical nature of the magic of our intentions, beliefs, and manifestation. And that's why I like transits like this, because it really kind of breaks away from irrational doubt in these concepts while favoring that favor materialist reductionism and reminding you that there's just so much phenomena that exists beyond what the small we calculate that has a direct causality and effect with what we experience. In other words, mind over motherfucking matter. Okay. And that's where we have the groundedness of the earth trine, but in between the imagination of Pisces to construct, of course, what it is we don't see physically that we can still direct and have the perspective of how to manifest, with of which your own body will naturally guide you through this process. That, of course, will sextile Mars retrograde in Cancer, that will be reevaluating the direction we feel we want to take this manifestation. So, of course, after we manifest this power, we're going to move and apply the effect, the intellectual understanding and effect of the moon in Gemini. So this will shift our thought process of how we take this manifested power, and now how do we form routines based around it? How do we now integrate this into our lifestyle? And then we're going to harvest and feel who we apply this to with the full moon. Okay. Of course, the stubborn quality of Taurus is going to really reinforce those who wish to stubbornly piggyback outdated beliefs and traditions, but don't let these beings be used to distract you from the process at hand. Instead of wasting your time kind of getting into baseless arguments with muggles. Just be honest with you, I hate to say that word, but you know what I'm talking about. Just allow them to continue to indirectly, affirm what you are already doing that works for you, whether they realize they're playing that role or not. Of course, in any case with which you may have to adjust or correct anything incorrect you're believing, enjoy that, because that's going to prepare you for the moon in Gemini, where now your thinking and mindset has to change to match the corrected nature of these beliefs. And I think another standout transit is Mercury that's squaring the nodes. So now that we've completed this unlocking of original power through unveiling the godly nature and the universal quality of this power, Mercury is going to wrap your brain around communicating and thinking constructively and practically on, what that is, the completion of what that is, how to communicate it. So I think that's also something to look forward to, as Mercury will catch up to sextiling Venus as Venus gets closer to Saturn. Of course, by the time the moon reaches Gemini and starts to conjunct Jupiter, this will also, through this intellectual understanding, help us see how these thoughts are evolving and how we're taking these expanded mindsets. But other than that, I really do hope you enjoy this moon in Taurus transit. It's going to be natural. It's going to be smooth. And this is all towards integration of universal power we've activated. So by the time now the moon is sextiling Neptune and we are grounding more of the abstract, intangible, metaphysical, supernatural quality, that was a mouthful, and nature of how much more goated legendary our imagination is, this is going to really now really fully ground the sensational physiological receptivity and, dare I say, experience of what it feels like to manifest supernatural God power. You guys stay blessed as always. The reason why I want to use terms like supernatural and God power is because they evoke imagery that is fantastical and somewhat sci-fi. And hopefully you'll learn through this that none of this is sci-fi. Maybe the ways in which we try to make sense of it, but it's all based on actual real mechanics, just like you have a real body and a real brain. Okay. So of course, as we are going to innovate the understanding of this, your own real experience will be paramount into, of course, taking part in all this innovation. Other than that, you guys stay blessed. And until next time, peace.